Bruce, you've had an interesting sort of rewarding relationship with the internet because you've associated with fans and people have always written to you. You've got feedback from them. But in your songs, you've had a sort of an uncomfortable relationship with the whole .comization of everything. We spoke about this a little while back. And it's interesting because ironically, you've titled your album, your first album, thermalandaporter.com. So how have you been looking at Bangalore sort of drastically changing over the years from a pensioner's paradise to a digital sanctuary of sorts? And that's always trickled down to your songs as well. What's the iconic Bangalore song you've done?
Well, there's so many iconic Bangalore songs, but since we're just actually working on a new album, it should be out sometime next month, and it's called The Scene. And so it talks in pretty much in first person of the characters and the people that are in the scene, you know, the various kind of sometimes savory, sometimes unsavory fellows wandering around this whole thing, yeah, in the scene. And one of the songs actually is called Like Me. And it's totally dedicated to social media and what it's done, you know. So, and how it's all about just, you know, you got to like me. I got to be doing all these things all the time. So just so you can go click on that like button kind of thing. And how it's become more and more meaningless. That you know, when this whole social networking thing began a few years ago, it held like a lot of promise, especially for bands, because you had a straight one-on-one relationship with a fan, and it became you know, it became huge so quickly simply because it was great to have that. You know, your music could be heard by the people who really wanted to hear it immediately without anything in between. And you know, back in 2005 when we released Plan B online for free, it was very unprecedented at that point, and we had this Creative Commons license, and people could just come to the website and download the whole album, you know, without paying anything. And it allowed us to connect with fans around the world in ways that we'd never done before. So obviously those things still exist. But as with every other human endeavor that, you know, becomes really big in a very short time, it becomes very twisted in many ways, and some things just stop having any meaning after a while. Which is why this song, I guess, is very timely in that sense. So I'll just play a little bit of it. It's called Like Me, yeah. And this is a tip of the hat to one of our idols, Steely Dan, because there never was a snarkiest band than that. You know, they had a way of really hitting those things really smartly, and you know, to think about it and then say, my God, the guy, he just called me a really bad word, but it felt so cool, you know. So I mean, that's the only band that really did that really got that, you know, really well. And so this song is, yeah, it's a tip of the hat to them as well. It's a very Steely Dan kind of sound, and the lyrics as well, yeah. So. I've got a page, got a profile, and my 5,000 friends come up from the depths so fast that I've got the bends. 15 minutes ago I was nobody's fool. Don't you think that selfie makes me look real cool, real cool? I've got my band together, we've got all the moves, we know the algorithms, even if we got no grooves, no grooves. I just shared, I just boosted, I tagged and I twitched. So please won't you, why won't you like me, like me? Is it so much to ask, like me? In between your multitask, like me, see that opposable thumb. Like me, it's blue and it's true, so spare me a crumb, spare me a crumb. I check back every minute, I check back every minute. I know I'm gonna win it, I know I'm gonna win it. So why won't you like me? It goes on like that, you know. It's a very sort of electric song again. I really can't do it much in the acoustic, but that's the vibe of the song, and it goes on to just talk about this whole thing, you know. So I just shared, I just boosted, I tagged, and I twitched, you know. So why won't you like me? Please like me. and it's such desperation in that to get those numbers and everything, and because of and you know, at the end of the day, it seems like we're all at some point working for Facebook, working for Twitter,
eating for Facebook.
Yeah, as in we're doing, as in we're actually working for them. We're making them so much money. It's us, and they're actually their employees.
We are the product. Yes, absolutely.
It's not that we're these, you know, independent, self-aware, sentient beings, this kind of numbers inside
exploited
Facebook
drones.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, so yeah, it talks about things like that, and with special reference to musicians and stuff that we're doing. And also this thing about technology. I mean, the bridge is like, you know, somebody pinched my screen. You know, I'm afraid I'll soon be catatonic. I got the jitters, I got the bugs from under my feet. You pull those rugs. Oh, the stillness is cacophonic. And how will you like me? How will you like me? If I don't have my device, how will you like me?
Bruce, your 5th album, the big daddy of all albums, right? Yes. You did the unthinkable there. You got a triple disc out with 28 songs. A lot of people have tried doing that, but they've just fallen flat on their faces.
I don't know, it's one of those crazy things that you do when, you know, life as a band, and we had so many songs lying around that hadn't been released, and our bass player at that time, Prakash, we just finished this US tour, and we'd been writing a lot, you know, and we had a lot of material, and we said, okay, so are we going to do one album now, and then we had enough material for 3 albums, so we're going to do like 3 albums across the next 3 years. And one of the things about playing, being in a band that plays a lot live, is that after a while your compositions get a little bit old for you, you know, because you're writing a lot of new songs. So the old songs start feeling like, but do we have to play that? Like every time we go up on stage now, people ask to play Paper Pulley, which is supposedly our biggest hit or whatever. It's actually not it feels great that someone out there knows your songs and wants to hear Paper Pulley. But for us to play it, it's like, man, I've been playing it for 10 years now. Can I have a break, please? Can I play my new stuff? You know? So after a while, what happens when you have a lot of material is that you just want to get it out, because you don't want to keep playing it over and over again and so on. So we just said, forget it. Let's just put everything out. It doesn't matter what people think. It's going to be expensive because it's a big production and it's going to take that much long. But let's just do it. And also, hey, no one's ever done it before, so why not? You know? So that's how it happened. And it's pretty crazy that we thought no one would review it. It would never win any awards because, I mean, forget it. Who's going to listen to 28 songs, right? But it got some good reviews, and we won that GMA award for best rock album, you know, which was like, what? Somebody didn't like somebody else, which is why we won it. But it's good. I think it was a good album. It really captured what the band was at that time and the kind of stuff we were writing. And it goes through, again, a lot of different territory. It is like from pretty much almost heavy metal progressive to country and folk and acoustic, Terrible Troubles on 3 Wheels 9 Lives, you know. So yeah, it covered a lot of ground, and it was a good picture of the band at that point.
What if you could pick one song that was all representative of the whole album? What would that be?
It's a tough one, but I guess, yeah, Meter Mele 1.5.
Yeah?
And those things. Again, a Bangalore thing about Bangalore auto rickshaws. And,
Can you play a little bit of that?
Wow, that's like a pretty difficult sound to play on an acoustic guitar, but yeah, so where should I start? There's a whole intro. And 3 wheels, 9 lives, ready meals day by day. I put my hand out, no need to shout. I'm going green in public today. Ay-ay-yo. I'm finding all the gaps in this black and yellow trap, with city breath blowing in my hair. Don't find me, I'm late, blame it on my fate. This life is so unfair, still got to pay the auto fare. Meter mele 1.5, meter mele 1.5, meter mele 1.5. It goes like that, and you know, it instantly connects with almost anyone in India that's ever taken an auto, even if
especially in Bangalore.
They don't know what mele 1.5 means, but you know what it's like being in an auto, right, in traffic and so on. So it's a very Indian, yeah, South Indian thing maybe, not even.
But an auto rickshaw has been sort of fundamental to your music, right? You've always made songs about. I mean, they've taken people to your gigs, especially in Bangalore, sort of a nightmare. And
it's one of those Bangalore things, I guess. Yeah. And Meter Mele 1.5 definitely. If you've ever taken a Bangalore auto, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Absolutely.